Hey, 7th grade, Mr. Hildebrand here. I'm just posting this video just in case anybody got a little lost on today's lesson. I know we're making the transition between hybrid A group and hybrid B group. We're still doing our core lessons for the students who sign up for core. And I know sometimes via Zoom things get a little patchy. So I just wanted to post a video of the lesson today. That way, if you had questions or you were confused about something, you could go back and watch it. As always, if you have any questions or need anything, shoot me an email. I would love to help you. So we're going to start this one in at the school district website. And if you go to the student portal and go down to Canvas, okay, you're going to sign into Canvas. And when Canvas loads, you're going to find World History, okay, grade 7. What you're going to do is at the bottom of this page, your page should look something like this. Bottom of this page, it says say course modules. So you're going to click on that and open it up. The agenda, everything we covered this week is right here. So you click that and look at everything we've already learned or everything we're going to learn. For the Nearpod today, we did do a Nearpod via via Zoom, but also in class. The Nearpod we did today was the 5 themes of geography. So we started it, we didn't finish it, but here's the link to that, a student paced one, so you can just get on whenever. Click through, review what we learned and what we were looking at. If at any point you just need a refresher before a test in like a week and a half. For the assignments, okay, I know I'm kind of giving you a lot to do this week, but I don't want you to sweat it. Everything is due on Friday. And obviously, if nobody's seeing me in person on Friday, so if you have any paper copies of stuff, the next time you see me, I will take it from you. Okay, I will be flexible in that. But way back on Monday, I assigned you an About Me quiz. So that has to be done on Canvas. So you have to click on that. It's real quick, 5 easy questions. I also assigned you a time capsule assignment. If you picked up a paper copy while you're with me, I'll take that as soon as I see you next. If not, you can always click this link and do it on ClassKick. ClassKick automatically submits it. So don't worry if for some reason you can't find a submit button or save button. It does it automatically. Yesterday, in case you missed it, there was an Ed puzzle. So click the link, log in, watch the video, answer the questions. You also had to make a timeline of your life, starting with the year you were born, going to 2020, the current year. And then you had to fill in 5 events that happened in your life, happy or sad, and then what year they happened. You can do that on a drawing. You can do that via Google Drawings. You can do that and take a picture of it. Just send it to me. However you want to submit it is fine. If you're not sure how to use Google Drawings, you can watch this video right here. And then today, okay. Oh, and I'm so sorry, I forgot to mention the Adbc Worksheet. Okay, the worksheet with the timelines. You may have gotten a physical copy. That's great. You can work on it and give it to me by Friday. Or if you want to do it virtually, you can click on this link and it'll take you to ClassKick and you can put your name in and then do the worksheet online. And then finally today, what was assigned was a map. And this will be the last assignment for the week. So if you're a little anxious and you're like, this is a lot, don't worry, this is the last thing for this week. Okay? And then we're going to kind of take it a little bit easy for a couple days. We're talking about the Mediterranean in history class this year, that kind of region of the world, North Africa, Europe. And so there's a map here. If you click on this link, there's a map of the Mediterranean with a list of countries that you need to fill in the blanks. If you don't want to do it virtually, I have paper maps in my classroom. You can always grab one of those and fill it in. And that should be it, okay, as far as what is due this week. So you can always come back to this assignment page and kind of go down each day and see what was due, okay? Tomorrow I'm not assigning any new work. Tomorrow we're going to keep going through Nearpod like we started today. And then pretty much the rest of class tomorrow and Friday are going to be kind of catch-up days for those of you at home and for those of you at school, just catching up, getting all these old assignments done, okay? There will be a test, not September 2nd, actually probably going to be September 4th, so it's going to be in like a week and a half from now. There's a study guide right here if you want it, okay? But real quick, that's kind of all the work that's due by Friday, or if you got paper copies at the latest Monday. So for the rest of the lesson, what we basically did is we went through Nearpod. So I'm going to back this Nearpod up to the beginning, kind of get as far as we made it. So when we talk about history, a lot of times we also talk about geography. Geography teaches us about cultures and different places in the world. In our first unit, we're going to talk about Egypt. And so in order to do that, we're going to use what's called the 5 themes of geography. Now the first theme of geography is location. Now there are 2 types of location. There is absolute location, the exact spot, using latitude and longitude on a map. So basically we could point to a map and point and say that's exactly where our middle school is. It is 9 degrees north by 70 some degrees west. Or we could say the address is 1101 Highland Street. We could point to it on a map, we could put it in Google Maps. That's exactly where it is. The second way we can find a location is using relative location, relating to things. So for example, I might say, who is that guy? And you might say, oh, that's my brother, or that's my cousin. You're telling me who he is by relating to him, or showing me who he's related to. We can do that with locations too. So I might say, well, where's Chick-fil-A? And you might say, oh, well, it's up by Target, or it's right behind Sheetz. You use 2 other places, 2 other locations, to tell me where Chick-fil-A was. So you're relating them. If you keep going through this Nearpod, which you can do on your self-paced, I get a little more in detail on this video about relative and absolute location, explain it in a little more detail, and basically I explain latitude and longitude as well. And then there is a quiz. Yours, when you go through, won't look like this. This is kind of my student scores, but yours, when you go through, will actually go through the quiz and ask you the questions, and you can practice. And it basically telling the difference between absolute and relative location. In ancient Egypt, the absolute location is 26 degrees north by 31 degrees east. If we put that into GPS, it would take us right there. We could use satellites or our cell phones to try to find that, use the internet. Its relative location, it's in Africa. So I'm going to tell you it's in the continent of Africa. So if you can find Africa, you can maybe find Egypt. It borders other countries like Libya, Sudan, and Israel. And if you can find the Mediterranean Sea or the Red Sea, it's kind of sandwiched in between those 2. So that's the relative location. I'm using other spots to tell you where Egypt is. We also talked about place. Now, a lot of people say, well, place and location, that's the same thing. Location and where is it? Place is, what is it like? And there are human and non-human characteristics. So, for example, human characteristics might be, what languages do people speak there? What kind of food do they eat? What do they do for fun? Non-human is basically, what does the land look like? Is it mountains? Is it a city? Are there rivers? Is it a desert? Is it neighborhoods like suburbs? Okay, is it farm fields? That's non-human characteristics. That's physical characteristics. There was a couple questions in here where it asked you to describe Harrisburg in the human characteristics and the physical characteristics, so you can practice on that one. There's also ones that have you pick between the beach, Disney World, Hershey Park, and there might have been one other place, New York City, I think, and you get to describe them in their physical characteristics or human characteristics, just as a practice. When we talked about Egypt, we talked about some human characteristics that make it a place, like the language, Arabic, Greek, Hebrew, or Aramaic. And then also in ancient Egypt, they used a special kind of writing and symbols called hieroglyphs, which we'll look at this year. We talked about different customs and traditions, different things people do that make up human characteristics. We talked about religion in ancient Egypt, how it was polytheistic, poly meaning many, theism meaning gods. So they had many gods and goddesses. I showed you some examples. Ra, the god of the sun, Isis, the god of life, Osiris, the god of the dead, and there's lots and lots of others in ancient Egypt. So that's all human characteristics, but also we talked about physical characteristics or non-human. So we talked about how there's not a lot of rain in Egypt, and so it's kind of like a desert there, except for right along the Nile River where it floods. They have 2 different kinds of land. One's called black land because the soil is very dark and very rich. It's great for farming because of the flooding. But then there's the red land, which is kind of like the desert. It's very dry and you can't really grow anything there. So that would be like the physical characteristics of Egypt. Okay? And that's about as far as we got today. So again, if you go to the assignments page, you can, on Canvas, you can look through all the different assignments that you need to get done by Friday, or the very latest, hand to me in person by Monday. If you back up and you go to the lesson notes and links, that's where you can find this very top one, the 5 themes of Egypt, Nearpod, to go back through and practice some of the things from the lesson. Okay? If you have any questions, like always, shoot me an email. I'd love to help. All right, folks, have a great day.